Okay, recording. It is Friday, May the 24th. And Paul is going to show you the entry door from the garage into the laundry room. That needs to be, thank you, Vanna. That needs to be T-flapped because that will be the primary door. They'll be coming in from the garage. This will all need to be open because this is the laundry room. This door probably, where Paul is standing, probably needs to be T-flapped. We'll talk about whether each door in the containment should be T-flapped. This whole hallway will need to be contained starting from...
It's already contained.
It will need to have... vents covered. There's the main vent. That needs to be covered. And Paul's going to walk back and then show you off to the right. There's the stairwell. We'll come back there in a minute. That's going to need to be, here we go, starting from here. That will all need to be contained, starting from the right side of the screen all the way, yep, where he's standing, right there, between there, between the ceiling. That's the bottom of the mezzanine bridge and this whole area. And then moving around to this area, which leads in from the hallway into the living room. All of that needs to be contained. And what it's doing is, and then that pass-through needs to be contained as well. The vent up here needs to be taped off. And what we're doing is leaving, this will be behind the containment, the living room, and entry will be through the front door here. That will all be behind the containment, and this room as well will be behind the containment. And again, looking behind us, the containment will start at that column. So moving slowly so I don't make you seasick. Coming back down the hallway. We probably won't try and T-flap this door or this door. You may have a better sense of this, Glenn, whether that's going to be important or not. Walking into what we call the sunroom, there's a vent up here, but they're going to be cutting holes in the ceiling here.
And the walls.
And the walls where the vent is. So all of that, they're going to be cutting holes in the ceiling up here, coming over here. Where Paul is standing, and I'm going to come around to the side, we're going to start containment at this raised armoire where Paul's arms are. All of this will be contained, floor to ceiling. So I think you were talking about bringing supports. Floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling. Yep, where Paul's arms are. All of the cupboards, the doors are off the cupboards, the cabinets, kitchen cabinets, all of that gets draped. The vents all covered. We can drape down just to the right side of the refrigerator there. And all along the countertops, the refrigerator needs to be pulled out, and then that cabinet, stove, oven, and this whole panel will need to be draped. Moving along into the stairwell area.
Walk carefully.
Walk carefully on the tarps. We'll want to drape, although whether we'll do it or have you do it or have them do it, all of this railing area should be draped. We'll talk about all the floor where Paul is standing, from the wood on the floor. Hun, if you'll just point your left hand down to the, yeah, from there. And we'll talk about securing the tarps there, and then plastic over the tarps. So coming up the stairwell, again, railing, 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 coming up onto what they call the mezzanine bridge. It's an open hallway at the top of the stairs. All right, and so where Paul is standing, All of this will be draped, 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 floor to ceiling, yep, all the way along here. What's the different distance, hun, from left wall over here to this right wall?
6, 7. 8 times 30 inches divided by 12.
Okay, well, there you have it. They're about 8 yards times 3, about 24 feet. So we have wood on the bottom where we can staple or tape the bottom of the plastic, and probably on the back side, because we want this railing covered as well, so we may have to do it on the inside. I'm not sure. You'll know better about that, Glenn. So moving down the hall into the master bedroom where Paul is standing, that doorway needs to be T-draped. It's a double doorway. It needs to be T-draped right there, yep, down the center. Moving through, draped, covered, 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 contained on the right, contained on the right. T-draped on that wall. That small doorway, that needs to be T-draped, T-covered, I don't know what you call it. This will all be moving right to left, covered, 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 floor to ceiling. Woo! Here's the bed I was talking about. I'd like to see if we can at least drape over that. Those drapes, those ceiling drapes will come down, and that will be the left wall where you can secure that. I think that's the best way. But all of that floor to ceiling to floor, all the way down, so it's 10 feet, whatever it is. So creating a little hallway here into the master bath. And this wall, this whole right wall, floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling around the armoire here, which we've pulled out. And that doorway will be the point where it'll be secured. Then we're past the shower. That all needs to be open.
The back area there?
The whole back area here. Let me get
the mirrors
that.
will be gone.
The mirrors will be gone. We want to drape the walls and the...
They have to have access to this, so
they have to have... Yeah, not on the countertops, though, I don't think. So we may want
just to turn water off and on.
Oh, okay. So on the backsplash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You didn't eat your banana.
I know, I didn't. That's breakfast. So again, all of this area that I'm showing you now will be behind the containment, and so where Paul is going, it's the invisible containment. All right, back down the hallway. Those drapes there in the doorway will be gone, and that's the T-drape coming down the hallway. The tour guide.
We're walking.
We're walking. Oh, don't have to fall down the stairs. So all of this as well, Glenn, this railing needs to be draped and taped. Starting here, this is the top of the stairs. You can see there. Coming up, there's a vent. And this all needs to be draped, this whole wall. Draped, 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 covering these storage areas. And then over here on the left, there are 2 arches. Ceiling to floor, you'll see the railing, same thing, floor there. Coming over here, ceiling to floor, draped, draped. I don't know how we're going to do that. We've got stuff here that's covered. We'll figure that out. Coming down the hall, this is Paul's. We want these walls covered starting here. Ceiling, this whole area, ceiling to floor. The saddle chair will be moved. This is Paul's computer area, and all of this needs to be draped.
This will all be gone.
Printer and trash and all of that will be gone. But this whole area needs to be covered and sealed as best we can. Even if we have to double drape it, we may put a sheet over it or something to keep the dust out of the computer. And last but not least, 2 doors to seal. we'll have to talk to you about sealing them, because these rooms will not be affected. They won't be open, they won't be accessible. So where Paul is now, T-draped here, coming into the guest bath.
Don't need anything in here, I wouldn't think, unless you want to cover some of that.
Yeah, we want to try and cover that mirror and the lighting fixture, I think, so we don't have dust everywhere. Although we're going to have dust everywhere. But this, again, back coming into this room, floor to ceiling. There it is. Paul's in the invisible doorway. Also, oh, here, around here. I don't think they need this wall, do they, hon?
No.
I'm hoping we'll just lightly at least cover these walls, because they're all textured and they're going to pick up dust. So, all right, so coming back out, double draped door, closed doors, and back past Paul's computer. And this linen cabinet will be covered. Yeah, linen cabinet covered. We may want to lightly cover these walls. We'll see this window. Stuff on the floor that's covered, trying to get things out. We'll talk about covering, the practicality of covering walls. And I think that's it, and then back down the stairs. So that's it, Glenn. I'm going to get this uploaded, and then we'll talk about money and time and contracts. Thanks.